Good morning, and welcome to my blog, Wisdom for Today. You may have noticed, but I'm not at church this morning. I'm in my small office in my little condo because we have a snow day, and the grounds of the church is being cleaned right now, so I'm going to be doing my work from home today. But I want to talk to you about our Lenten journey. Now, I gave a similar talk last year, and I reminded you why we take a Lenten journey and why we observe the season of Lent. The season of Lent is 40 days before Christ reaches the cross. And we talk about Jesus' journey to the cross. Sometimes a minister will preach sermons of the last 40 days of Jesus' journey. And sometimes we preach broader based sermons on the humanity of Christ. Last year we talked about the miracles of Christ, and this year we're talking about the Beatitudes. Those are the attitudes that Matthew gives in his Sermon on the Mount. And we're talking about how they relate to Christ's last words on the cross. Because Jesus begins his journey toward the cross with a sermon. That's when he begins his ministry here on this earth, and it's called the Sermon on the Mount. And he ends his ministry here on this earth with another sermon. And that's his last words on the cross. And so we're having a series of sermons called Between Two Mountains, talking about what happens between Christ's first sermon and his last sermon. But today I just want to talk to you about when he began his literal journey to the cross. And that begins in Luke chapter 9. Luke chapter 9 is a wonderful chapter. It has the transfiguration in it. It has Peter's beautiful annunciation that you are the Lord, the Christ, the Holy Messiah. But it also begins with this ominous verse. It says, as the days grew closer for Jesus to be taken up to heaven, he was determined to continue his trip to Jerusalem. And the Greek says he set his face like flint, which is just an archaic statement that's saying no matter what happened, he was going to get to Jerusalem. But Jerusalem was where he would die. And Jesus knew that. Jesus knew why he came to earth. He knew who he was. We talked about this last week in our sermon, Blessed Are the Meek, that to be meek was to realize who you are and to accomplish the task that God has for you to do. In the book of Isaiah, Isaiah prophesies about the resolute nature of Jesus' face when he says, for the Lord God helps me, therefore I'm not disgraced. Therefore I've set my face like flint, that I will not be ashamed. Jesus was determined to make his journey. No one took his life from him. He laid it down of his own accord to build a bridge between you and me and God the Father. Jesus sets this example for us. So in all the journeys we take, all the faith journeys, all the struggles, we need to understand that sometimes we have to set our face like flint to do the things that God has for us to do. I'm looking forward to seeing you this Wednesday night at our Lenten study and Sunday morning. As you observe Christ's humanity in the midst of his deity, Jesus was fully God and fully man. May we recognize our humanity in the midst of the reality that we're created in God's image and serve him with all our might. God's blessings and have a good day.